And so how do we use this uncertainty? How do we thrive in it? And I guess the first thing is to define what uncertainty is. And uncertainty would be not being certain, duh. It would mean not knowing what is going to happen next. And, you know, with our climate change right now, when I say climate change, I mean the way the world is looking for everybody right now. The whole of humanity, the entire human race, we are definitely coming into alignment because we are all being affected by the coronavirus. And in that sense, it's bringing us into alignment, into this feeling of uncertainty, at least of not knowing, you know, what's going to happen. Is this outbreak going to wipe us out? Is this, how is it? Is there going to be a vaccine? How much more is it going to affect the different countries and regions that we're in? There's other uncertainty as to the virus itself, like how is it manifesting? How long does it sit in us? Is it a dormant? How long does it sit dormant with us? We're told quarantine for 14 days, but really we don't know, right? We really don't know. Everything is being affected right now. Financial systems, medical, you know, employment, people are now working from home, education, kids are homeschooling. So everything is being turned upside down. Or maybe everything's been turned right side up. And in many ways, everything that many of us have been calling for, awareness, complete awareness, sovereignty, like being able to work on my own terms, live on my own terms, study on my own terms, run my business on my own terms, take care of my money on my own terms, price my products, my services, my consultancy on my own terms. Here lies the opportunity to do that now, as all these systems that have been created over generations and hundreds of years that actually have been created to create a space of order for us, a container, in many ways have become outdated and in many ways now are controlling us. And also for, I would say, the majority of humanity have turned us a little bit into robots. It's like we have to plug into the system, and it's so difficult not to plug into the system. You're almost like you're judged for not fitting in. And so these are very exciting times. You know, for example, of homeschooling, there's been a big debate and conversation over many years, and literally overnight, kids are being homeschooled. Respite is being given for rents, for paying mortgages. We are really seeing an outreach of, ultimately, it's love. Actually, it's a new paradigm of living, which returns us back to the beginning of time, which is tribe, which is community. And interesting that we have been offered this tagline of flattening the curve in terms of the virus, honing back the spread of the virus. We want to flatten the curve, but in essence, we're flattening the curve across the board on all systems that we're living in, right? Equal distribution. Or perhaps not equal, but just mindful distribution. The resources now are being diverted, rerouted to those who really require it. And now we have a greater awareness and appreciation for people who are working in the service industry. The police, the army, the doctors, the medics, the care workers across the board, the people who are providing us every single day, helping us keep within, actually to function just on a basic level. People who provide us with food, the farmers, the across the board. So now suddenly we are in the space, we're all in pretty much in lockdown. So we're in our homes. The other thing we all have now is time. Who's guilty, and I'm going to use the word guilty, of always saying I don't have time to do certain things on my list. Well, at some point or another, I don't have time, or I don't have space, or it's on the bottom of my list. Well, now we have all the time in the world to do things, right? And so everything we have been asking for, look at this, it's landed on our laps. So this is our time to thrive in this uncertainty, this not knowing what is next, because we are so conditioned to being told what is next. And now on a collective conscious level, nobody knows what is next. This is where we thrive, because this is where we reconnect with our divinity, reconnect with our creative spirit, finally step back into sovereignty to create our new reality. So the crazy ones out there, the ones with the big ideas, the big visions, those dreams, we get to really, this is our time really with no excuse to step forward and speak out and share and lead and bring community together. All the things that we think are radical, we once thought were radical views and dreams and visions, are no longer radical. They're all possible. In fact, they've always been possible, but because we were locked into a form of certainty, a structure, they seemed impossible, they seemed crazy, they seemed unreachable. Today, in this place of uncertainty, on a global scale, is where we can really thrive.